What's going on? Didn't even see the timer running, man. Had the connection wheel going. I looked down and it's 12 seconds gone by. Who cares about all that? It's your Commissioner Big Meech, Big Leak. I can do what I want, especially winning this fantasy playoff season. What's going on, fans, family, and friends? As I said to you before, it's Big League, your commissioner, bringing to you the haps on what's going on in the Baker's Dozen. I'm sorry, Baker's Dozen Fantasy Football League, coming at you in live and in living color. Week 2 of the fantasy playoffs going on. Lots of things happening in the league. Let's jump right in. As soon as I find the page. This is technical difficulties here. All right. Last week we had the first week of the playoffs going on, and Team Dre Day lost to Team Merlin. Team Dre Day with a kind of disappointing season, went 8-6, but had a 6-8 team hosting them due to the little home field thing, whatever, with winning the division, and he lost. Team Merlin's team led by I think Vincent Jackson did some great things last week. 3 touchdowns, beating Team Dre Day in what was the upset. Teams a 4-5 game. The Clown Rulers upset the freaking Rakins. My man Sam. Don't call me just a baseball man. As Rosario. That was a lousy name. I'm sorry. I'm kind of slow tonight, fellas. It's Christmas night, man. I'm all toyed out, man. Tiff bought a whole bunch of crap for Marley, and I had to put together until about 6 this morning. And the little heifer woke up at about 5 and wanted to play with it. How the hell she know what Christmas is, man? I tell you, that woman been here before, man. She a shepherd for the devil. Anyway, the freaking Ricans lost to the Crown Rulers. I'll say Crown Rulers this week because it's the playoffs and he's still alive, so he gets the correct name pronunciation. Last week, still the hottest team in the league right now. He gets to take on, actually we'll go into that later, but he beat the freaking Ricans last week and he gets to move on to the semifinals. Showing love, Creed's dub went up against his big cousin Leak again and lost again. Kind of was at the bottom like a little crab or shrimp, a bottom feeder all season long. Didn't really make any noise. Stayed, kind of relevant the entire season. Made the playoffs, but when you run up against the champ, the 4-time champ, count them 1, 2, 3, 4-time champion, it's not really much you can do. So enjoy the consolation bracket, but I am proud of you for sticking in there. No homo. 58th Street Finest, my man Jimmy Jones in his inaugural season, the expansion season for 58th Street's Finest. They made the playoffs. That's just a sign of big things to come. Thanks to great leadership. Did a great job learning the ins and outs of the Baker's Dozen Fantasy Football League and then navigating his way of these shark-infested waters to the playoffs. Just ran up against Who Wants It with D-Block, Team D-Block, and they triple teamed them. Eric and Keisha beat them down, and my little girl, Chi Rose, the Council Yeti themselves, the cutthroat one, cut him at his ankles, and he couldn't do nothing to get back up. Jimmy Jones, see you next season, man. Good luck, good job this season. Good luck keeping the streets of Philadelphia safe. Keep your head down, bro. We'll keep you in our prayers. Moving on to the semifinals. The Dynasty. Yours truly, Big Meech, Commissioner Extraordinaire. Playing host to Team Merlin right now. I got a shitty effort from them damn Cowboys tonight. I don't know why I banked on their defense in the playoffs. That could prove to be my downfall, but I doubt it. I got so many weapons on my team. Somebody's going to step up, and I'm going to eke out a victory this week against Team Merlin. The Crown Rulers travel to Delaware to take on Who Wants It with D-Block. And folks, since we're in the semifinals of the playoffs, we're going to go through each team really quickly as we listen to the smooth sounds of Code of the Streets. Code of the Streets and Mass Appeal from the great group Gangstar, led by the late great Guru himself. Enjoy it while I pull up the page. Okay, the Crown Rulers look to be starting. Barring any changes, as I said, if Saturday night is Christmas night, the games are tomorrow, so there's still time to make changes. But barring any changes, Matt Ryan will start a quarterback in a Monday night thriller against the New Orleans Saints for NFC South supremacy and possible NFC top seed in the playoffs. We'll see what goes on there. Matty Iced at home, where he's undefeated this season and 19-1 is in his career, taking on the vaunted New Orleans Saints offense. Peyton Hillis running over people will have a tough time running over Ray Lewis in the Baltimore defense Sunday at 1. Michael Turner, the most bruising backfield in the league. Peyton Hillis and Michael Turner. Michael Turner will try to again run over people in the wearing a New Orleans Saints jersey Monday night at 8:30. Deshaun Jackson with all his fireworks, his antics, his clownness, not crossing the end zone in time and flipping over the end zone without the ball and all that stuff. But barring all his clownery, his buffoonery, and all that stuff, the man is still just football genius. He's a dynamo. He's 5'10", about 100 pounds, soaking wet with a half of a Mack truck in his back pocket. But the boy runs a 4.2, and he can outrun anybody in pads or without pads. Had a big 65-yard punt return for one of the most thrilling victories in Eagles history last week, and Coach Kwame King is hoping he can duplicate that performance from the air this week. Hakeem Nicks, one of the young, most physical wide receivers in the game, will do battle against that strong and tough cornerback Charles Woodson in Green Bay Sunday at 4:15. Should be a great matchup. And Jason Witten played tonight, had 10.5 points. That's basically tight end output. David Akers is the kicker, and the Eagles' gangrene defense rounds out the crown ruler attack. Excuse me. Who won it with D-block counters with Michael Vick, MVP extraordinaire, or hopefully MVP, but I really can't give him much credit while he's wearing the cowboy blue colors of Who Wants It with D-block. They're such hypocrites. Cowboy fans to the core, and their roster is loaded with Philadelphia Eagles. Anyway, Adrian Peterson, still trying to get over his little knee and thigh injury, looks to play against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the Sunday night game at 8:20. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, who's found the end zone 4 out of the last 5 weeks for the New England Patriots, looks to do the same against the weak Buffalo Bills defense. Jeremy Maclin will be part of that Sunday night game for the Eagles against the Minnesota Vikings, looking to find another touchdown. Actually found the end zone twice last week. Had a big game for Who Wants It with D-block. Mike Thomas, with his punt return skills, found the end zone last week on a 90-yard punt return or kickoff return, and Team D-Block is hoping he can do the same thing this week. As I said, it is the second week of the playoffs, so if you got anything special, this is the time to show it. Nick Folk is the kicker, and the Jets defense, the movie stars, the HBO special Hard Knock Life team themselves. The Jets defense rounds out the Who Won It with D-Block attack. This is going to be a special one for the ages, folks. Lots of stuff going down in the second week of the playoffs. We'll see who's standing in this one when the smoke settles, the dust settles, the fire burns out, the embers are cold. We'll see who's still standing. I ran out of adjectives waiting for the page to load. Oh, here we go. All right. Team Merlin is going to start Josh Freeman. Now, this is a gutsy move by my man, Lord of the NBA basketball rings, Tim Duncan, starting the rookie Josh Freeman against the Jekyll and Hyde defense in Seattle. The Sunday game starts at 4:15. Steven Jackson, the human locomotive himself, travels to hosts San Francisco Sunday at 1 o'clock. Should get a big performance out of him, my man Timmy. Rashard Mendenhall with a pretty much average night for him. He's usually scoring 20 points a game. This guy's a super stud, but the Carolina defense kept him out of the end zone. All but one time. Had him, 65 yards and a touchdown, 18 yards receiving. That's going to bode well for me. Miles Austin and his punk ass. Can't stand him because he's a Cowboy, and I really can't stand him this week because he's on my opponent's team. But he had a good game, 115 yards receiving and a touchdown for 18 big points. Deion Branch, who can score 3 touchdowns in a game against the Chicago Bears, or he can be non-existent, and I really need him to be non-existent. I'll tell you why later. Deion Branch going up against the Buffalo Bills. And this week, Vincent Jackson takes on a soft Cincinnati Bengals secondary. This could be big problems because Phillip Rivers will air it out if they had 22 guys back there on defense. He's just that special, and Vincent Jackson is just that great. He's able to catch 3 touchdowns in a game after missing 12 weeks of the season. A little worried about that matchup there. I hope he just breaks a toenail and sits out the entire game. Nate Kading is his kicker, and the Bears' sloppy-ass Jekyll and Hyde defense rounds out Team Merlin's attack. As I said before, I need a little bit of help this game because I started that whack ass Cowboys defense. They only got me 13 and a half points, 13.7 points this week. Not really doing well there, so I need Deion Branch to disappear. But anyway, my attack starts with Drew Brees, last year's defending MVP, in the Monday night battle against Atlanta for NFC South supremacy and possible NFC playoff implications. Arian Foster, the top rated running back this year, had a bad week last week, and I'm hoping he can rebound from it this week against a soft Denver defense. Sunday, 4:05, folks. Don't miss it. Ryan Terrain, I'm rolling the dice with this week. Didn't really want to start Ahmad Bradshaw against the snowy guys or whatever up in Green Bay, and especially coming off that heartbreaking Eagles loss. So starting Ryan Terrain against a soft Jacksonville defense. He's a bruising runner. Mike Wallace did his thing for me, 17 big points, 104 yards receiving on a touchdown, and he had a 40-yard reception for a touchdown, which gave him an extra point. Danny Amendola, who's quietly been carrying my team this whole year with his punt return, kick return yards, need him to find the end zone against a so-so San Francisco defense. We'll see how he fares. Mike Sims Walker doesn't get many yards, but has a knack for finding the end zone. He's like a tight end in a wide receiver's body. He just knows positioning and gets in the end zone. Need him to do it twice tomorrow. Garrett Hartley, I picked up thinking he's going to have a big game on Monday night. I've never really had a kicker or a defense in this league, and the defense burnt me this week, but I'm hoping Garrett Hartley can get me at least 10 points, possibly 15, and we'll see what happens Monday night. Currently, the game is 34-31, Team Duncan. He's putting on the show. He's doing his thing. But in the Baker's Dozen Fantasy Football League, anything can happen. So stay tuned, folks. Tune in, manage your rosters. Enjoy these last 2 weeks of football, and let's do it, baby. Let's do it. It's your Commissioner Big Meech, a.k.a. Big League. I'm out. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. All the stuff. Hanukkah. Ramadan. Ramen noodles. All of it. Peace.